So as promised, here's the updated battery life drain test, because recently after uploading this video, 2 weeks later, Apple released a new firmware update, watchOS 11.0.1, which addresses some battery improvements. So how convenient, since we are after all going to redo this test. Now is the good time to actually try it again and see if we get better results. So in this video, we're not only going to do the YouTube battery drain test when we have the display up and running at all time from 100% to 0, but we'll also be checking out how long will it take for it to charge in 30 minutes, because after all, the Series 10 is said to be significantly improved for quick, fast charging. And just like the previous video, since we do have our hands on the latest generation Samsung Ultra watch as well as the Pixel Watch 3, they're also going to be added in this video. And every single watch that you see here, we have the whole complete collection of the Apple Watches. So we have everything from the Series 7000, aka the Series 0, Series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we have two size options for the Series 10, the 46 as well as the smaller 42 millimeter, to see if there really is a significant difference between the two screen sizes, since the larger one does feature a larger battery. Then we also have the Apple Watch SE first generation and second generation, and the Apple Watch Ultra first and second generation. This one is in that new midnight color option. And the battery health percentage is located right there on the display. Just quick note, I have seen a couple people complaining why the Series 2, the older Apple Watches, don't have this information. It's not available in software. Apple didn't give us this ability until like watchOS 9 or 10 for us to finally see the exact battery percentage like we can on our iPhones. But everything's displayed there, as well as the current firmware update they're each on. And before I start this battery test, I make sure every single smartwatch on this table is not only disconnected from the paired phone, so the paired phone is indeed turned off, and then airplane mode is enabled. Meanwhile, Wi-Fi is turned off and Bluetooth. And then we make sure that a focus mode is enabled, so there's no background apps running in the background, setting some notifications. And to make everything even Steven, they all have the same watch faces, well, style. On the little top left corner, you can see the battery percentage, where you could actually monitor the battery percentage health in real time. I've also been seeing from the past video, a lot of people can't believe how bad this Samsung Ultra watch actually performs. Yeah, I have to admit, for a watch that looks like should be able to last quite a while, it doesn't really have impressive numbers, as you're gonna soon find out in case you haven't watched it yet. But this is a genuine Galaxy Watch Ultra. So apologies if you can't handle the truth, but there are some good news about it. So the reason why I conduct these tests is because Apple continues to use their marketing tactics, saying every Apple Watch that they ever produce is able to achieve an all-day battery of 18 hours or more. But if you take a closer look on how Apple conduct their tests, it's always odd and different. You see, like the first generation Apple Watch Ultra as an example, on their website they said they do 180 time checks, right? 180 notifications and 90 minutes of app use and a 60-minute workout. But they're also missing like crucial information, like was cellular connected or used at all during their testing, as well as what was the screen brightness and what was the duration of the watch face screen being on. Like whenever a notification came in, was it immediately covered, or when you were checking the time, was it set to 70 seconds screen wake up time? Yeah, all that's the reason why I do these, because if you look at the Ultra 2, they describe it different. Instead of 180, we get 600 time checks and 180 notifications and 30 minutes of app use, not 90. It just continues being different with every generation Apple Watch. It just seems like they're modifying it so it can achieve 18 hours. But fear not, again, this test will be able to determine all that. But before we begin our tests, if you've been enjoying these sponsor-free videos with no like ad segments in the middle, be sure to leave this video a like, as that allows the channel to be powered by the viewers, not sponsorship or integrated ads, but also helps others find this useful information they're seeking easier, as it will be likely recommended to others. So if you could take 2 seconds of your time to just press that like button, that will be greatly appreciated. So to start off this test, as soon as I unplug the power source where all these smartwatches are connected to, this one surge protector, that's when the timer starts. And this is when you can see me adding those little on-screen clickers onto each device, making sure they're all on, and around the 15-minute mark I was still hovering around, making sure they're all being pressed on properly. So the first smartwatch to go was the Series 1, which made it 4 hours and 15 minutes. And soon followed by the Series 0. Kind of unusual how the order was like this, but it is what it is. At 4 hours and 52 minutes. And then the Series 3, 6 hours and 52 minutes. Series 2, 7 hours and 10 minutes. The Samsung Watch Ultra actually made it just under 8 hours this time. It's getting worse and worse at 7 hours and 48 minutes. And the Series 4, 8 hours and 45 minutes. Followed by the Pixel Watch 3 at 8 hours and 52 minutes. Series 5 made it to 11 hours and 13 minutes. And then the SE first generation made it 12 hours and 24 minutes. Series 7 then made it at 13 hours and 1 minute. The SE2 made it at 14 hours and 33 minutes, as well as the Series 6 did at 14 hours and 35 minutes. Now keep in mind, all these Apple Watches that you see here, actually all these smartwatches you see here are the larger versions. So they're all the large size screen with that larger battery for their size, except for the two Series 10s that we have. But the Series 8 then went next, as it lasted 16 hours and 55 minutes. And then that's when the Series 9 lasted 18 hours and 52 minutes. And then the smaller Series 10 made it at 19 hours and 40 minutes. Much better than last time. That battery improvement did help. But then again, this test is going smoothly because then soon after, the Series 10 larger 46mm lasted 21 hours and 14 minutes. That's when I came to the conclusion that a larger screen does have a little bit more battery life than the smaller size version. Then the Ultra 1 came in at 23 hours and 22 minutes, pretty close to the Series 10 larger size, which is similar results what we've seen last time. And the Ultra 2 made it still past 30 hours at 31 hours and 36 minutes. And the graph is right here. Feel free to pause. And when we compare it against the previous graph, the massive differences we did here, where previously on my previous test, in case you missed that video, I had difficulties with the screen auto brightness, but thanks to this comment, I was able to actually confirm and find this to be a better way to have a consistent result because the screen was not adjusting to the ambient lighting in the room for its auto brightness. And by enabling this, which is only available on the Series 4 and newer, which is why you see the Series 3 a little bit dimmer compared to the rest of the Apple Watches, that's why. But by enabling that, it makes sure every Apple Watch maintains its maximize brightness of each display, which is why you see me adjusting the brightness for both the Google and the Samsung Watch to 75%. As that, I believe, was the sweet spot where the camera can match the brightness of those displays with the other Apple Watches. And now, since we have all these batteries drained to zero, let's see how long it will take each device to charge in 30 minutes. So the charge was this. The lowest charging device was the Ultra 2, as it was just able to get 14% of battery life in 30 minutes, followed by the Series 1, and you could pause the chart from here. But what I'm really impressed was not only the two Series 10, Apple really did improve the fast charging capabilities, as both were around 50% of battery life, not 80%, 50%, while they were all plugged into the same charger. Which, to keep things fair, I am using a 100-watt charger to provide power for all these devices that they're all plugged into. So it's, again, fair game. But it's very noticeable that Apple did increase the fast charging rate for the Series 10 lineup. But the Pixel Watch 3 was the only one that easily was able to get 61% of charge in just 30 minutes. And I think this is all due to the fact that it's the only watch that we have here that still utilizes connection pins, not wireless charging. Direct connection pins are definitely much more efficient than wireless charging, of course. There we have it. That is the end results of everything you need to know about battery life efficiency for every Apple Watch that ever existed, as well as what the competition has to offer. As this video is clearly just a demonstration on how efficient each Apple Watch is, or smartwatch, with their display on continuously. As this also includes the improvement Apple made over the year with watchOS, so with their firmware updates. So it's a great way to decide if you should probably upgrade to the latest Apple Watch, because this video clearly shows which Apple Watch is still supported from Apple and which one is not really supported by Apple anymore in terms of bringing new battery improvements. And this is clearly just a stress test, as you're not going to likely use your watch consistently in real world scenarios, of course. But this is a better testing in my opinion than what Apple is doing. It just doesn't seem right. But now if you like to watch the full length of the time lapse, you could check out the raw video right over there. Thank you so much for watching.